Here's probably the stupidest idea I've had in a while, so thank you if you're still subscribed after this video. Also, you're a madman if you give it a like, but here's the top 10 anime with the longest title, and also the shortest title, because might as well do those while I'm here. My name is Misty / Chronexia, and generally my ranking lists have a purpose of recommending good anime. Not today. We are going to tackle the shows that have the craziest and most character tossed in their titles to make it nearly impossible to remember. However, I do have two rules. Number one, I can choose either the Japanese title or the English translation. Obviously, I'm going for the one that has the most characters in them. Rule number two, only franchise IP counts. There are some crazy OVA special that you can find like Pokemon Fushigi no Dungeon, Sora no Takentai, Toki to Yami wo Mogeru Saigo no Boken. But that's just still Pokemon. Addendum to that rule, I'm not fluent in Japanese, but I will try my best. I apologize if I don't get all the name perfectly right, but I'll be written in the corner on the left, so let's go! Okay. Number 10 with 55 characters, Hanohi mita hana no namae wo bokutachi wa mada shiranai. Alright, I got it, only took 2 tries. Also, generally known by its shorter version, Anohana. Anohana is a drama story about a group of friends who struggle with moving on, and a main character who seems to see the ghost of said person that passed away. The ghost asks for a final wish and tries to bring back the group of friends who lost touch with each other. This anime, besides having a pretty long title, is actually revered to be one of the best sub-story available, from the same caliber than Clan and After Story or Your Lie in April. At number 9, we have a dual entry with 56 characters each, Seishun Butayaro wa Bunny Girl Senpai no Yume wo Minai, and Dungeon ni Deai wo Motomeru no wa Machigateiru Daroka. Would you believe me if I said I got this one in the first try? Alright, I lied. It took me 3. Bunny Girl Senpai is another masterpiece story about an up-and-coming teenage girl who was an idol and suddenly, out of nowhere, she dropped her career to become an average kid. The main character, Sakura, tries to understand what's going on. This is a supernatural rom-com drama with very rich and deep characters, proving once again that having a long title doesn't make it a bad show. Is It Wrong to Pick Up a Girls in a Dungeon, on the other hand, is a mix between a shonen adventure and your average harem rom-com, a story about Belle, an adventurer that challenged the several floors of the mysterious tower, with some Greek and Norse mythology flavors. Number 8, with 62 characters, I want you to make a disgusted face and show me your underwear. Could you hear me deflate on that one? Now we're gonna swing that pendulum entirely on the other side with a title that I guess you can kind of piece out together on your own. It's a very descriptive title, and you get exactly what you pay for. This anime is a compilation of one shot about a random protagonist interacting with various girls and asking them, see above the title. The visuals are really beautiful, which makes the premise that much more uncomfortable, but if that's your kink, you should be happy to know they're having a season 2. Yay! Happy day! Number 7, with 65 characters, Haruka Beyond the Stream of Time, A Tale of the 8 Guardians. This is our first isekai pit stop, and surprisingly, almost our last one too on this list. Isekai anime are generally renowned to have incredibly long title, like The Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, or the Konosuba one. I'm not gonna read it. But surprisingly, they all run shy below 50 characters each. This is where Haruka steps up. Haruka is an isekai from 2005, and also a reverse harem, which is probably why no one had heard of it. The story is about a girl summoned in another world to become the priestess and is protected by 8 Bishi boys. If you like La Corda Doro or Fushigi Yugi, this might be for you. These are hard selling points. Number 6, with 70 characters, here we go back to Japanese titles, and this one ain't an easy one for Papa. Yusha ni naran kata ore wa shibu shibu shiushuko wo ketsui shimashita. Took about 7 tries this one. I couldn't become a hero, so I got a job. That's as isekai title as you can get. an anime about a dude who wanted to become a hero to slay the demon lord, but to defeat him before he can join the program, so instead he has to pick up a job in a nearby electronic shop with health girls that serve both as co-workers and eye candy. They are top shelf. The show is alright, looks nice, not extremely memorable, but it has its moment. We give it a 6 okay out of 10. Number 5 with 73 characters, Watamote. No matter how I look at it, it's you guys' fault I'm unpopular. A woe is me tale of an extremely introverted girl whose mental illness gives her social anxiety of the highest caliber. Very difficult to watch, there's some high tier cringe sprinkled throughout the entire show. It's a very empathetic anime that makes you root for her to get a hold of her situation, but alas, she doesn't stop to get in her own way. Not a show I could personally stick with because of my level of empathy, but there are several good jokes hidden throughout it, and it is a nice comedy if you don't mind the psychological aspect as much as I do. Number 4 with 75 characters, my mental choices are completely interfering with my school romantic comedy. This show is a very comical anime. I don't have a lot of opportunity to recommend it because it's not my go-to pick generally when it comes to silly comedy, but for anyone who hasn't seen it, it's quite a blast. The premise is about a guy who hears a voice from the heaven that forces him to choose between two ultimatums. If he doesn't pick either, he gets an unbearable headache. So I hear you like, choose between left path or right path, must be quite a nightmare for an undecisive person. No, actually the ultimatums are a bit more daring than that. Like, grab this random girl's boobs, or that dude's butt. You know, anime stuff. Oh, fucking Christ, I hate the script. Number 3! This time here we have a triple threat with 3 different anime that have 81 characters each. The first one, World End. What do you do at the end of the world? Are you busy? Will you save us? Number 2, Kochikame. This is the police station in front of Kamiari Park in the Katsushika Ward. Or number 3, Tsujo, Kogeki ga Zentai Kogeki ni Nikai Kogeki no Okaasan wa Suki desu ka? Ha! Fucking nailed it. World End has a story about an apocalypse and a guy that sleeps through it only to be awakened 50 years later, where beasts are rampant and the only survivors are tiny leprechaun people who think their only purpose is to be disposable weapons of war. A very rich story with interesting morals, the best of the 3 titles. But if it's not for you, then Kochikame is a very popular show in Japan about police officer and his antics at work. Or, you know, the thumbnail of this video, Okaasan Online, a MILF fetish turned into an isekai because that was lacking to everyone's culture. Extremely optional, this one, as it is, how do they say in Japanese? Zugaru Baja! That sounded less racist in my head. Number 2, with, I shit you not, 93 characters. Story in which I was kidnapped by a young lady school to be a sample of the common people. These are really becoming a mouthful. Showman Sample is not an anime I had the opportunity to talk about before because, truthfully, is way below average. The show is about a guy who goes to an all-girl school and he becomes a sample of the common people, so the girls can have an idea of what to expect in everyday society once they graduate because they're not allowed to step outside the gates or look at any kind of media that feature mans. Look, the school's assumption is that he's gay, which he isn't, but if they find out, they threaten to castrate him. Because no one want to admit they fucked up somewhere in the paperwork. Look, don't think about the setting too much. It's just an excuse to have a guy with girls all around him 24/7 doing naughty stuff. Fan service and the ending are very unsatisfying, so I truly don't really see myself recommending it, but we got to talk about it because it got a stupid long title, so that's something, right? And finally, number 1, our winner with 108 fucking characters. A story of how a Russian girl suddenly became a part of my backcountry household and how lots of sex ensued. It's a porn anime. It's a hentai, yay, big winner. Yeah, I'm surprised it's the only one that made the list, but with a title as ridiculous as this, I had to talk about it. This is the most What you see is what you get title. It's a premise more than a title at this point. The story is about a Russian girl who moved in the country and lived with her husband, who also share a house with his older brother. But when the husband is called to work overseas, the Russian girl stayed behind, and man, is she dummy thick. Fucking hell. I mean that both figuratively and literally. The girl fell for the most asinine plays, but she also has the sex drive of a fucking train. So I'm going with the sole belief that she's playing extra dumb on her own to get some of that mango juice. Was that? Oh, it's actually pronounced mango? Oh, cool. Now, I could call this a day and end this on this very sour note, but let's do a lightning round for the shortest anime titles available. These are a lot more common. There are a lot of anime that shares maybe 4 or 5 characters only, so to make this list go by in a respectable time frame, I'm only going to pick the most interesting ones I know and can think of. Also, I'm counting special characters as half characters, because you can't stop me. So a hyphen, an apostrophe, or anything that's not alphanumerical counts for half a point. Let's go! Number 10, with 7 characters, 91 Days and Fault. 91 Days is a story about how a kid witnessed the murder of his family by the hands of the mafia and how he tries to get revenge. Fault is a hentai about tennis. I assure you there's a lot of balls bouncing around. Number 9, 6 characters, 11 Eyes, Kanan, Naruto, and Bleach. 11 Eyes is about 5 characters and half of a blind one. Wish this was a joke, but it's pretty much the whole plot. Kanan is the obligatory escort mission in video games where the character walks faster than your walking speed but slower than your running speed. Naruto and Bleach, one's a ninja, the other one's a ghost. Figure out which is which, you'll never guess. Number 8, with 5 characters, Zoids and Kaiba, Big Papa Mech or LSD trip about memory swap. Number 7, 4.5 characters, Ongo, as in I'm going to watch it later, but probably not. Detective-ish anime about finding the truth. It's good, but it's just like in an elementary school. It ain't gonna be your team's first pick. Number 6, with 4 characters, Beck, Nana, or 18F. Lots of titles with 4 characters, I'm only taking 3. Beck is pretty much a Woodstock minus drugs. Nana is Stu-Chick who caused a lot of trouble at the DMV, and 18F is Kaiba times 4 on the trippy scale. Number 5, 3.5 characters, K-On, number 6, and IDO. K-On is for cute girl making a band. Number 6 is kinship between 2 boys, as in I kinda ship them together. ID0 is consciousness swapping into robot, like Kaiba, less trippy, more Netflixy. Number 4, with 3 characters, Wreck, is what I did to your mother last night. JK, girl sleeps with a guy after her house burned down. Very tragic. Number 3, 2.5 characters, Wiz. The illegitimate child of handshakers no one asked for, but we got it anyway. What a time to be alive. Number 2, with 2 characters, C-Cube and L. C-Cube is about a dude resilient to curses and girls are lolly into bondage. L's another hentai, but it's a body cop show gone wrong from the early 2000s, which means it's uncensored. And finally, with only 1 character, K and X. K. Ah yes, the anime where you text your crush you like her and she just replied, K. Beautiful show with the shaky story, which is more than your ex who's a psycho as it gets. These jokes are too meta, I don't think anyone gets them. It's time to stop. Wow, this was a useless video. I've single-handedly made everyone dumber. Good job, me.
Hard times, I've been on the wrong side, I've been ashamed. So many memories, you know I'd like to change.